Hello everyone, welcome to Energy First Golf. In this video today, we're going to talk about swing paths. If you visit our website, www.energyfirstgolf.com, there's a section in the philosophy or in the theory we talked about 1SP, 2CS, 3FA. Swing path is SP. CS means club head speed. FA means face angle. Now understanding Energy First Golf, our philosophy is energy first, impact later. So from a teaching perspective, and remember, we're looking at from a pure step-by-step teaching system. With Energy First Golf, we believe the swing path is the most important element in a golf swing. And also when you first learn how to play golf. Because energy first, impact later. And if you have watched our videos, we talked about how hitting the ball is not important. Okay? So if you want to learn golf correctly, you must learn swing path first. Okay? And we're all going to talk about club head speed and face angle. But remember, from purely teaching perspective, somebody's learning something. Swing path is the most important. Okay, which leads to your body rotational movement. How your body rotates leads the club and the club head. Right? So let me give you an example. If right now I give you a two-dimensional movement, okay? So I'm standing like this right now, and if I turn my body, as you can see, the club is traveling on a path. Okay. Now, I can produce that path in two ways, which I actually show you the first way, which is what I call the body rotational movement. Okay? Or I can do the same thing with my arms. Okay? Now you say, well, what is the difference? Well, the difference is that when I'm turning my body, there's energy that's coming from my rotation from the center. If I'm using my arms, there's energy, or in this case, I'll use power that's coming from my arms. Now, even though they look like they are traveling on the same path, but the energy is different. And also, because I'm doing it in a two-dimensional perspective, which is a X and Y, it's actually a lot easier. Because we all know, every one of us human beings, the way how our bodies make and the way how we think, it's all two-dimensional. Even the muscle fibers in the body, when they move, it's in and out. That's 2D movement. But we already know golf is 3D. So in other words, right now, it's literally impossible for me to do the exact same thing, quote unquote, from the format perspective. There's no way I can do the same movement. Okay? We already talked about the difference between a 2D and 3D. So I'm still going to use my body and turning and lead my arms and lead the club to create proper club head swing path. Okay? You can see from a 3D perspective, the only correct swing path is that you are controlling it with your body rotation. Okay? Now, I know a lot of people say, well, what about if I'm using my arms? Yes, you can. Then what happens to your body? Right? And the truth is, I know a lot of you, again, a lot of you say, I just want to be consistent. The truth is, if you're looking for consistency from your arm movement, you're not going to get that from a 3D world, because the arm movement is purely 2D. Okay? It's purely 2D. You have to involve Really involve is not the right word. You have to let your body lead your arms to create consistent and controllable swing paths. Okay? So understanding your body is going to create correct swing path. You cannot do it with your arms. All right? And also we talked about if you're using your arms, chances are you are using your shoulders, you're using your chest muscles, your back muscles, all of those muscles right here. If I'm doing this right here, none of this movement are rotational movement. It may look like it's rotational movement, but we already know that in order to rotate your body, you have to rotate your center. Okay? So that's exactly what we've been talking about, is how do you create proper understanding and muscle sensitivity to use your center, your core muscles, your obliques. Energy first means we're creating correct energy from here. So that way, we're going to turn our body correctly. So that way, our body rotation is going to lead the arms and lead the club. We cannot create swing path from a arm perspective. So if you're doing that, your focus is doing this. Simply put, you're just hitting the ball, right? And also, here's another way to look at it from a different angle. Energy first means right now, you as a player, your whole being, you have to focus on creating body movement that's correct rotation and correct sequence to create energy that's getting through the ball with your 100% focus and attitude. Or you can use your 100% focus and attitude to try to make contact. Right? Now remember, there are two different things. To try to make contact or try to swing through. I mean, the cliche is a lot of people say, let's go ahead and swing through, swing through. You probably hear it, but they're very different things. Because what makes learning golf hard is that your natural instinct will kick over, means your natural hand-eye coordination will tell you that you have to struck the ball first. Then you're not playing golf. You're just hitting the ball. But then again, people say, well, I can still play golf that way. Yes, you can, but that's not the correct way to play golf. Okay? Now, why swing path first? Because right now, if I tell you, if the instructions based on telling you, hey, you have to focus on hitting the ball right here, any intelligent person, anybody who can think, will go, okay, let me focus on here. Then guess what? You're no longer focused on what your body is doing. And in other words, if you're doing that, that means you're no longer learning it correctly. And that's another reason why most people don't improve in golf, because you're not learning it from a correct perspective, and you're learning it not from a correct order. If you're learning face angle, that's another reason why we at Energy First Golf, Energy First Impact Later, we don't talk about face angle. We do not tell our students focus on square the face at impact. Because for any adults, if I tell them to do it, guess what they would focus on? All they would focus on is the impact position. And then they're no longer focused on what? The body movement. And then you're no longer focused on the energy that you can create to get through the ball. And then you're no longer focusing on, which we're going to talk about, club head speed in the next video, to get through the ball. Because your fast twitch muscles, as an adult, as a learner, you are solely going to focus on what? Your arms and your hands, because that's how your natural human instinct, which is what I call the two-dimensional instincts, are going to control the club face. then you're no longer learning golf correctly. Okay? So that's the reason why energy first, impact later is the only correct way to learn. Energy first also means creating correct swing path that's getting through the ball. But as an adult, if you teach them incorrectly or tell them the wrong thing, but remember, if someone who's never picked up a golf club, you tell them, hey, make sure you keep your eyes on the ball and make sure the face is square. It'll make sense to them actually. But then you're not learning how to play golf. You're just learning how to hit balls. Well, here's an example of proper learning. Say right now, if you want to learn English or a foreign language, you can absolutely learn by just listening to people, maybe listen to how they talk, and maybe have a translator say, hey, how do I say good morning in this language? Or you can learn it from a correct order. If I want to learn English, which I did, if I say, hey, let me learn correct English, I'm going to learn A, B, C, D first. So I'm going to learn from a system. What is the most important? So obviously, if I'm learning English right now correctly, I would need to learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the 26 letters alphabet. So that's the reason why energy first golf, energy first, impact later, we must teach you the correct order of things if you want to learn golf correctly. Sure, you can go out there and hit balls. Absolutely. Because as a matter of fact, your natural instinct is going to tell you that you need to hit balls. But is that correct? No. If the instruction is telling you, hey, you need to focus on the face angle and all that, what's happening here, that means you're not learning the ABCDs of golf. Okay? That's right. That's the reason why we say that hitting the ball and swinging through the ball, they're very different. So swing path means energy first, swing path, your body correct rotation, correct sequence must be number one, must be first thing to learn. Okay, so that's the reason why we have www.1sp2cs3fa.com. Alright, so I hope you enjoy watching this video. Click like and subscribe to our channel by click on this button here, and we also have 2 recommended videos for your viewing pleasure. So I will see you next time.